What's up, guys? Matthew getting ready to watch Season 2, Episode 6 of The Last of Us, the penultimate episode of Season 2. The first 5 episodes they've been solid, and obviously I keep... I wish this is the first thing I say that comes out of my mouth, but I want to make sure, just for people who are new, if this is the first episode you're seeing of me react to The Last of Us, I have played the game. I am not going to say any spoilers at all. I'm not going to hint. I'm not going to chuckle. I'm not going to look at the camera and give them the rock eyebrow raise. I'm not doing any of that shit. Okay, at the very end of the episode, I might have a 5 or 6 minute spoiler discussion. If there's any changes or any differences or any questions that I have that I want to discuss, I will say that I'm going to talk about spoilers. So if you just want to see my reaction to some of the filmmaking or some of the story changes without me giving away any future spoilers, you're good to watch. I absolutely promise you. The last 2 episodes have been a little for me. I'm not saying, again, I always talk about this every first episode of The Last of Us. The subreddit, not just the subreddit, the entire community surrounding The Last of Us is just fucking toxic nowadays. Either toxic positivity or toxic negativity, and it's really hard to have a good, honest conversation. So while I don't think that the last 2 episodes, I think that the last 2 episodes were probably the worst of the show, but I don't think that they were terrible TV. So it's hard to find that happy medium with some people. People just need to find the extremes. I think that this has been an okay adaptation so far. Nowhere near close to perfect, but I don't think it's spitting in the face of anything. So I'm excited to see how they do this. I expect a lot of flashbacks this episode. I don't know if it'll be entirely flashbacks, but I know that there are some flashbacks from the game that they do need to put in the show somewhere, and I think probably with the format they're going for the show, it'd probably be best to put them here. And then also, again, no spoiler or anything from the games. The only thing I know of the show, and I didn't watch any trailers, I stayed away from all of that stuff, but the only thing I know is that I believe his name is Joe Pantoliano. I never heard someone say his name, so I don't know how to pronounce it, but Ralphie from The Sopranos, I know that he has a big role in an episode, so I would assume, and I know that he's Eugene, so I would assume that they're going to give Eugene a role in this episode, and sort of extend it to be primarily flashback. So I'm ready to get into it. If you guys do like the video, please drop one like, leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I've got the Flying Through action up on Patreon, as well as all of the rest of Season 2. And if you enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate if you subscribed. Let's get into it.
He's gonna beat the shit out of me.
I said it'll be fine.
I'm gonna get the belt.
Is this young? I can't tell if we're in the apocalypse or not. Is this young Joel and Tommy? I kind of get that vibe. But that may be the most horrible prediction of all time. Wow, why? No, I'm not being so negative, but just why? Son of a police officer? I don't know if I've known that. That might be deep in my bag lore that I forgot about. Holy fuck!
So talk fast. What happened?
Lalo! I love Tony Dalton, man.
I was buying pot from this other kid. He tried to rip me off when we got into a fight.
That's what you're going with? Okay.
I'm telling the truth.
No.
Let me hear your story again.
Tommy was buying the drugs, not you. I think you happened to walk by, saw what was going on, and started punching.
Tommy didn't do anything.
I talked to the kid you beat up, Joel. And the officers.
He's so scary, he might skin Joel alive.
Did I ever tell you about that time I stole it?
He's so fucking scary. Oh my god.
If you know what it feels like, then why?
That's not why I'm telling you this. Okay, yeah, I've hit you. And I've hit Tommy. But never like that. Not even close. I mean, maybe I go too far.
I love him so much.
And you know, when it's your turn, I hope you do a little better than me.
I think he did a lot better. Both times. It's it's stuff like that. And again, absolutely no spoilers. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this in the YouTube cut. That scene is obviously, that's not in the game. And it's not like that. That was a great scene, and with some excellent acting. Obviously, I sucked off. I glazed Tony Dalton so much in like 3 minutes. I love him as an actor. And I do see how that connects, to what's going on. But I find this to be an ever-growing problem with adaptations. It's just like, if you took the job to run an adaptation of something, why make your own thing? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that it has to be one-to-one or anything like that, but it's always just adding scenes here, completely, oh wow, he's back. Completely cutting away certain storylines or watering down stuff to just add your own stuff. And again, I want to repeat, it's not like those scenes are bad. Like, that was a great scene, but it's just weird. I don't know. Oh, brother, the new main character of The Last of Us.
My grandkids are gonna love these. How'd you find them?
Search the old homes out by Hoback.
Hoback.
Well, I know where to look because I'm a smuggler and you're
What the fuck you mean I'm a smuggler? They're hiding the Legos under the floorboards?
So,
It's stuff like this too. Like, I'm not saying that this Seth is a bad character, but we're having so much Seth in this season when I feel like other characters are being neglected. That's why I say it's a weird thing. Like, you can't call this show bad and you can't call this show great. There's something in the middle. It's like a jumble. That is so fucking cute. Like, this is what I mean. I'm not even saying that they're bad at adding stuff because this is an added scene. Like, this is great. It's arts and crafts time. What do you want?
Oh, where'd you come from?
What are you, high?
Pushed it right up against a pot.
You did this on purpose?
I just
Hide
said,
it.
here we go, and then I fucking went.
What? Why?
No one saw. I was on my own. And I took it off, and it was all red and melty and gross. You know what it smelled like? Pork.
Hey.
Happy 15th birthday, Eli.
You know, this man fucking uneducated?
Seth bakes better than he spells.
He does. It's really good.
I don't know how to react. Like,
Stay right there.
I just...
Something else for you. Close your eyes.
Like, they've made her so fucking goofy and dumb when Ellie is so fucking smart and capable and everything in the game.
And open.
Doesn't make this bad. It's a different version of
Call
Ellie.
this a guitar.
He said the line!
I borrowed one of your drawings for inspiration. Took a bit of restoring.
Yes,
The bone saddle here.
when I talk about Joel, I think that show Joel is completely different than game Joel, and I'm okay with it. He's softer, and I think it works well with Ramsey's Ellie. But when Ellie's supposed to become more mature this season, it feels like that doesn't happen at all.
I would teach you, so. Well, if you want a lesson later.
Let me hear something.
Are we gonna get the music? I need the music. I want the music. I'm getting. I don't even know if they're gonna play the song that I want, but I'm already getting teary-eyed. So, if they do play the song, when I first played it, when it sat down the night that it came out, what is it, fucking like 12 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something like that? No. Made me bawl my fucking eyes out. It really did. Anthony Caliber's fucking doing the QuickTime events.
If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself. Everything that I've found here, I've not found by my.
He doesn't have a Troy Baker-like voice, but it's okay.
Is it a lot of kittens?
A lot
No. Again, this
A litter of kittens?
These flashbacks that they're showing are definitely some of my favorite parts of the game. Probably my favorite parts.
You know, Jesse was 16 when he started going on patrols.
Is that right?
Don't get me wrong, I love counting vegetables and shoveling sheep shit. I'm just saying, I think I could be more useful outside the wall.
You'll get on patrol.
Future Ellie has proven that that is not the case. Future Ellie proves that she's a fucking bumpkin anytime she leaves the house.
Is it funny? I see the way you look at him. I got a keen eye for these sort of things.
I don't think you do.
All right, none of my business. But, does anyone talk to you about the birds and the bees?
Oh, you mean dicks and vaginas?
Yeah, those.
I tell you what, I promise you I won't get pregnant if you let me train for patrols. Deal?
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, how much longer, man?
We're here.
You cute motherfuckers, man. Listen, I like their relationship, and it's straight from the game, man.
It is a dinosaur! Joel!
Like it?
I got you a dinosaur.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa, Ellie.
You see, like, this is the weird thing. They put some of the weirdest, most, like, obscure things from the game in the show, and then some of the most major, important stuff, they just skip. It's like weird.
Would you like to?
See, I feel like I've had a smile on my face for, like, 5 minutes, like... And again, it's what really frustrates me. I feel... I don't know. I don't think I'm being too negative. I don't think I'm being too positive, but I think I'm somewhere in between. But like, I thought the season 1 was so condensed, it was so rushed, because I would have wanted to see 2 full seasons of these 2 actors together. I feel like they have great chemistry.
Apollo 15, 1971.
Couldn't have at least ripped away some of the...
Whoa. You're going up to space. You need a helmet.
Which one you want, kiddo? Was it an orange one that I picked in the game? I think maybe orange, red, I don't know, something like that. So I feel like I'm not been close to crying, but I feel like I've been close to getting teary-eyed for like literally the whole episode.
Keep the discovery set! Abort!
What's the 2 chocolate bar thing memes or something like that? This is a chocolate bar? Something like that.
Happy birthday, kiddo.
What's this?
This is something that took a mighty effort to find. Play it.
30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds.
So I feel like Bella Ramsey plays such a good young Ellie. Not like the most perfect of all, you know, but like really good.
15 seconds.
That's why it's frustrating for me to see people just hound on them and call them fucking disgusting and the worst actor of all time, when I know that they're a good actor. And like this, I love these effects. Fucking love this. I think that they're maybe not necessarily suited for an older Ellie, and even if they were, I don't think the writing has allowed them to even try to be more mature.
You okay?
Yeah.
I like that. I really like that. See what I mean? It's a nice subtle change, subtle addition, and in that case, I like it. It's always on her mind. Come on, Joel.
Exactly, what the fuck? Get out of here.
No, wait. What are you even doing here? You're supposed to be on patrol.
I came home early to surprise you for your birthday.
Why are you being so mean, Joel?
17, by the way.
Well, I'm 19, so...
That's not the response. That is not the response.
What the fuck is that?
It's not done yet. It's gonna look better.
Leave.
Right.
Kat, you are not helping yourself here.
So all the teenage shit all at once, huh? Drugs and tattoos and sex
Experimenting with girls?
With girls? You're gay? What are you talking about?
Fucking experiment.
You don't know what you're saying. We'll discuss this later when you're yourself.
Why they hold up? Why did they make show Joel fucking homophobic? What's going on? In the middle of a fucking rainstorm, Ellie? Little dramatic. But no, I can't say that though because he was fucking weirdly homophobic. I don't know.
Look, I'm sorry that I got a tattoo and smoked weed and fooled around with a girl. Except I'm not.
Maybe it's a good thing for you to have your own space.
That is completely the wrong answer. Goddamn, dude.
Just give me a few days and let me fix things up a little out there.
Come on, Joel. Use some of that charm, make. You about to bring your? She was about to drag her bare ass mattress over rain and soggy ground and dirt and.
Did it hurt?
Yeah,
Of course it fucking did.
kinda good.
No, that's just fucking weird. Why have they made show Ellie fucking a psychopath? But not like a murderous one, just a weird, creepy one.
Hey. You guys study, dreams and stuff, right?
Bro, I swear to fuck, if I have to pay her to give me the meaning of a moth.
So a moth. That probably means change and growth.
No, that would be a butterfly.
Moth is more dangerous, dark.
If you believe in that shit.
He's shaking.
Okay, so I've been thinking, or wondering. No, thinking.
Interesting, not a lot of Dina in this episode. I would have expected them to showcase some of Dina and Jesse.
If the Fireflies spotted us a mile from the hospital, how did they get surprised by an entire group of raiders?
Because you were there, and they were focused on you. I'm lying for Joel, I'm with him.
Kill all those soldiers. And Marlene, and you had to carry me the whole time. How did we get away?
Luck, and I'm Rambo. I killed 3 on my way out.
Thousands of immune people. Why hasn't anyone heard?
Well, they're probably hiding it, like you.
I'm coming!
Whoa. Already dressed. I figured I'd be waking you up.
Nope. I had trouble sleeping.
Oh. Well, guess what? That works out great for your birthday present. You're 19, and you've been patient. So I told them I was okay with it.
With what?
Your first
You
patrol.
made her wait 4 fucking years? Jesus, dude.
Go for Cache Creek.
Infected North Pinnacle. Eugene and Adam need backup. You're the closest we've got.
Jesus.
I'll be there in 10. Tell them to dig in. Go back to Jackson.
No, I'm coming with
It's
you.
not safe. Go back.
I'm not your fucking kid, Joel. I'm your partner. We stick together.
Like, and that's the thing that I'm a little irky about, like, because I feel like a large part of this flashback storyline is the idea of, you know, Joel unfairly treating Ellie as a child, and Ellie sort of, you know what I mean, pulling away from that. But as we see in the modern story, the first 5 fucking episodes of the season, she is fucking childish, she is immature, she is not able to handle stuff. So that's one of those things where it's like,
We'll hack down from here.
you're telling me something, but showing me something different. That makes any sense? Like I said this, or I've been saying it. Like, with this tendril change and they can grow up in the ground, I don't want to touch the fucking ground. Like, is it just something as simple as like I fucking hit my hand on a thorn and then a tendril crawls up and I'm infected? Like, I ain't risking that shit. Oh my god, dude, Adam is not having a good time.
Remember what I taught you.
Please, I want to say. I hope I'm saying his name right. Pantaleano. I gotta look up how to say this man's name. I've been doing the exact fucking shtick for like 6 weeks now. I know Ralphie from Sopranos is gonna show up.
You clean?
My man.
No.
That's so real, dude.
Are there any more?
Joel.
Are there any more?
Other than me. No.
Whoa.
Okay, okay.
How fast do they turn? These guys are real fucking scared.
We go back to the gate. They let Gail out, keeping her at a safe distance, of course, and I say goodbye.
Can you do that for me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
You're empty.
You got me.
No, Joe, I gotta go back. I gotta see her. I got things. I gotta tell her.
Well, that's heartbreaking.
Hold out your hand. Now count slowly, clearly, from 1 to 10.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I love how different he is than Ralphie. This is only the second role I'm seeing him in his acting career.
Horses bring them down the trail. I'll start walking with him. We'll meet up with you.
He ran at me. He ran at me. I don't know what to say. You promise, huh? You promise, huh?
Go ahead, 10 feet.
Thank you.
You're a Firefly. You gonna reveal anything to me in this convo? And then I'm gonna have to shoot you?
It makes you cold. The cordyceps? Didn't expect that.
You feel like you're about to die, don't you?
Which way?
Left.
Head right.
Oh, okay. He's got some dangerous looks on his face.
I need you to not turn around.
No. You can't do this to me. Joel.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. This is one of the things like I can't blame Joel for.
Last words for her. No, I need her last words. For me. I'm dying. I'm terrified.
I need to add in Ralph sound effects or quotes.
It was all downhill from here. Now I know it's tragic to think this way, but you can't argue with the fucking logic.
I don't need a view.
I need her.
I need Gail.
No.
To see her face, please. Please let that be the last thing I see.
If you love someone, you can always see their face.
This is a great scene. You fucking whore. I want to add in Ralph's sound effects.
I see her.
Oh, man. So beautifully done. Scene right there. And I'm even more looking forward to this conversation that I would assume is about to happen. He turned. I don't know what to say. I tried. It's like this is what I mean too with like the tendrils, like, you know, moving in and like, can you even pick up a dead infected body? Like, I feel like it would come back out. I mean, I would assume we're gonna drag it behind, but
I'll tell Gail what she needs to know and nothing more. It's the right thing to do.
I mean, well, Gail knows, so I don't know if Ellie's gonna come out and say it, or just Gail's just smart enough to understand what happened. But oh,
I had no choice.
Stop talking, Joel. Ralphie, no!
Well, he wanted to tell you that he loved you. And, he wished he could say goodbye to you in person, but he didn't want to put you in danger. And he wasn't scared.
I feel like she's gonna just come out and say it. He's lying. No! No! He murdered him! Don't touch him!
That's not what happened.
Oh, Ellie.
He begged to see you. He had time. Joe promised to take him to you. He promised us both.
Wow, dude. She's fucking crying in buckets, dude. My heart's beating. I was expecting it.
Please.
Can I be honest?
No, I did not. But so what?
Like that's great acting right there. I think this is easily the best episode of the entire season. Easily, like no question.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm just watching my girl get Rizzy over there. I like it.
About you being a refugee probably came off as ungrateful.
Yes. Oh well. Okay. What, you're gonna make yourself. Okay. You've redeemed yourself in my eyes.
Especially to me and Tommy. What I'm trying to say is, Uncle.
Yeah. After the shit you said last season about him being untrustworthy, and you should stay away from him, Ellie. You should apologize.
Seth, let's take a walk. Come on. Let's go.
My heart, like, not beating. My heart feels weird. I hope you guys know that feeling, like it's being pulled. It's been like this for like 20 minutes. I really loved this episode. This little like 30-second clip in the game where he's playing that, I've replayed it like 2,000 times in my life. I prefer to. He's obviously covering something. I prefer it to the thing that he covered, but there's no full version of it. She's just standing there, menacingly. I'm getting teary-eyed if they're gonna show it. So just to let people know, this scene when I first played it in the game, and it's very out of order, not in a bad way. This is the last scene essentially of the game. It's the hardest I've ever cried in my life. Like I was distraught. The only time in my life I can safely say I was distraught.
So, Dina.
Is that your
Is she
girlfriend?
your girlfriend now?
No, she
You didn't even see the kiss.
just one kiss. Didn't mean anything. I don't know why she did that.
She must like you.
You do like her?
I got so much to talk about at the end of the episode. I'm so proud of this episode, if that makes any sense.
Look, I don't know what Dina's intentions are, but... well, she'd be lucky to have you.
You lied to me. You looked me in the eyes, and you lied. And it was the same face. The same fucking look.
I'm speechless. This is so good.
So I'm gonna give you one last chance. Tell me what happened with the Fireflies. If you lie to me again, we're done.
I took my gun and I shot them sons of bitches in their face, every last one of them.
Were they raiders?
Oh my god, dude. It's like talking to your child, beating him down. Did you lie to me?
Could they have made a cure?
I think you know the answer.
Did you?
I haven't said anything. Like, this is great.
Marlene?
You're damn right I did.
making a cure would have killed you.
Then I was supposed to die. That was my purpose. My life would have fucking mattered, but you took that from me. You took it from everyone.
Yes.
But I gave you a life.
Because you're going to turn away from me. But if somehow I had a second chance at that moment,
I'd have killed more of them. I'd have got that extra 5.
all over again.
Because you're selfish.
Because I love you. In a way you can't understand. Maybe you never will.
No.
But if that day should come, if you should ever have one of your own, well then, I hope you do a little better than me.
That's why I said in the beginning, like, I think it's an unnecessary scene, but I see why they did it, and I like that.
I don't think I can forgive you for this.
That's okay. You're living.
But I would like to try.
Ah, jeez. That was a great episode. I'll start with, I want to apologize, and I know that I talk about, like, you know, toxic positivity, toxic negativity. I think in my discussions I am a little more critical just because it is an adaptation. So I'm gonna start off with the 2 things that I didn't like about the episode, and then I'm gonna talk about the 20 other things I loved about that episode, because I think that was easily the best episode of the season, and I think that that's top 3 episode of the show in my opinion. So the 2 things that I do, just a little critical of. The first thing, and it's the same thing I had a problem with last episode. The last 2 scenes are completely unnecessary. Like I understand the sort of, you know, pulling together the episode, if that makes sense. But I just think they're a little unnecessary. Like, so that's a minor complaint. The only other big complaint is this, and it's something that, again, I talked about it so many times in my season 2 reactions. I fucking despise the way that Bella Ramsey has been treated. I think that they're a great actor. Are they the greatest actor I have ever seen in the history of acting? No. But I think, or my opinion was that they may not be a good Part 2 Ellie, but they're an okay Part 1 Ellie. That they had really strong moments in the first season. And I think that statement right there was just proven wrong by that episode, because I thought that Bella Ramsey had some incredible scenes in that episode. Some absolutely incredible scenes in that episode. The big thing here, and the thing I talked about in the middle of the episode, in the sense of, maybe Bella Ramsey isn't, look-wise, the best choice to be Part 2 Ellie, but I don't think that the writers have helped them in any fucking way, because of the problem I had with Ellie in the first half of the episode. She felt so immature. She feels like genuinely like a 7-year-old fucking child who is grabbing cake by her hands and, you know what I mean, making like, just so fucking goofy and childish. And I thought, as you could tell by my slightly more critical reaction in the beginning of the episode, I thought that I was again going to have the same opinion that I've had for the first 5 episodes of the season. I think that Ellie's immaturity is a weak point for the season. And then they do the Eugene scene, and then they do that porch scene, and I thought that Ramsey did a phenomenal acting job. Their tears, you know what I mean, with the Eugene stuff, you know, you fucking lied, that shit was absolutely incredible. Again, I'm not saying Emmy-winning acting or anything like that, and it's where I think that there's in the toxic positivity or the toxic negativity, in the sense of, I feel like I'm gonna go on Reddit or I'm gonna go on, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna see one post that says, "Oh my God, this is the worst show of all time. Bella Ramsey should be revoked of any acting roles for the future of their career." And then I'm gonna see another post that says, "Bella Ramsey is the greatest actor in the history of the." No, it's somewhere in the middle. But I think, in my opinion, it's closer to being the good than it is closer to being the bad. If that makes any sense. I loved, and again, it's what I really want to say this. Show Joel and show Ellie are significantly different than the game versions, but on a fundamental level, that's fine. Like, I've said this a lot in my reactions. Show Joel is a lot softer than game Joel. He's a lot tougher. He's not saying that in like, oh, he's a pussy way. I'm not saying it that way. Just saying that game Joel has a lot more layers that are slowly peeled back, whereas show Joel feels very much more a little more open, if that makes any sense. In the same sense as Ellie, and I feel like for the majority of the season, the fundamental difference between show Ellie and game Ellie was that the maturity levels. And whereas with the Joel differences, I don't think there's a problem because it's like a significantly different character. I think that with Ellie at points, it was a little bit of a dampener because, like, it's the same story beats, except just coming from someone who is immature, who is making jokes, who is cracking dad jokes. You know what I mean? Who is, and that's a little small critical point, and it's something that I keep mentioning. Like, you know, with the stuff in the first episode with you know, Ellie and Dina going on their own little side fucking mission where Ellie gets fucking bit. She's, you know what I mean? She's not good at the job. She gets bit for the 18th time. You know, she gets bit 18 times in the season because she's not able to handle this shit as she expects herself to. And then they get to that council thing and fucking Maria essentially goes to Tommy, "What the fuck are you talking about? These girls are just the same as you." And no. So I think that point is a little... Whereas in the flashbacks, they sort of focused on Joel treating Ellie like a child and Ellie wanting to prove him wrong and this and that, you know what I mean? And I'm supposed to root for Ellie and be like, yeah, treat her like an adult. And then I see her, you know, as she's older and she's genuinely terrible at her job and she's gotten herself killed like 4 times if she wasn't immune. It feels like she got Dina killed 2 times. That's a little, again going to the, that's a thing where I think all of that stuff, all of these sort of and again, I saw a lot of people say last episode and I didn't even picture it. It's something I didn't clock. Like, they really are making show Ellie very much like a fucking goober buffoon idiot who is like not street smart and not, you know what I mean, that she's just played as laughs. And I think that is a real disservice to her character in the game because she's so fucking capable and she's such a strong written female character. It almost feels like they're writing her as like a Ron Weasley type character when she is when she's like a fucking you know, she's like Hermione. You know what I mean? So it's a little frustrating there. But again, the thing that I want to focus on, all those complaints that I just had, I think it's fucking preposterous to put any of that fucking blame on Bella Ramsey because in this episode they just proved that they're a fantastic actor. That Eugene scene and that end scene I thought was excellently done, and I will say, and I said, and again, obviously no game spoilers at all. I don't even, you know what, I might not even talk about any games. I don't think I really have that many that I want to discuss. I feel like this episode, it did change a couple scenes, but I feel like most of them were in line. Like, I don't have any problems with the way they did things. I love the Eugene difference. It felt like, I feel like they made a little bit more of a big deal out of it. In terms of like, it kind of builds up like I was expecting a plot twist, but it was just exactly what I expected first couple episodes. So I absolutely have no problem with that. Pantaleano is phenomenal. Like I said, he's not as good as he was in Sopranos, but an amazing role, an emotional role right there. And that whole Eugene stuff, that, again, no spoilers, that is the big difference of the game and that isn't in the game. So I like that addition. You know, some of the flashbacks were changed, but they got across the same points, and I really appreciate that. I love that whole episode. I really did, and I'm just thinking about to the entirety of the show. You know what I mean? I know that the Henry and Sam episode was really goddamn good. The second one, that is. And I know that people love the third episode of the first season, and I think I've said it on the channel before. In a bottle episode, like looking at it as its own episode, I think that the story is fantastic and it made me cry. Looking at it from the perspective of The Last of Us and the lack of focus on Joel and Ellie, I think that episode is lower for me than it would be for other people. So I think that this episode may be in contention for my favorite episode of the show. And I think that that's great because, as you saw, and not like I was turning against the show or anything, but I feel like the last 2 episodes were lackluster, and I feel like the season wasn't as good as the first, and I feel like this was a real standout. And something going into the, you know what I mean, just the idea that there should be no blame put on Bella Ramsey for anything. If you have a problem, it's probably because of the writing choices and the way that they've written Ellie to be really immature and really annoying, and they haven't done like the makeup didn't make her look older or anything like that. So, but I can safely say this. My main complaint with the first season was, obviously, I've said it a couple times, it should have been 2 seasons. It was too short. I don't feel like the relationship between Joel and Ellie was explored as much as it should have. To the point where, obviously, I have the connection from the game, but a part of me didn't feel as connected as I should have been just through the show characters, just through Pascal and Ramsey's connection. I almost feel like they didn't have, like, 10 out of 10 chemistry, you know what I mean? This episode, they did. So that just, and it feels like it was a much slower, you know what I mean, hour-long flashback episode with them communicating the whole time. So to me, that just, again, it proves if they would have given the first season, split it into 2, or at least given it like 13 episodes, I would have had almost 0 problems with what they did. So, I don't know. I don't know. The addition of that cold open, it's a good connector, I will say. Again, it goes into that thing. But here's what I mean. If you're doing this whole episode as a flashback, I don't feel like there was anything missing from the flashbacks. So I'm okay with the inclusion of that scene because I didn't feel like anything was rushed or anything like that. You go back to last episode where we had that weird 5-minute opening with the fucking, you know, the mother and the, you know, that stuff, that like interrogation thing. Again, I don't think it was a bad scene or anything like that, or like bad acting. I thought it was some great acting, actually. But it just feels like, yeah, this scene is cool, but you're taking up some primetime real estate for, you know, our main characters to have their relationships, because quite honestly, this season, if I had any complaints last season about Joel and Ellie's relationship not being focused on as much as I wanted it to, the relationships between Dina and Jesse and Ellie and Tommy, quite honestly, because we've gotten no Tommy at all. I mean, because we know that Tommy is in Seattle. He is MIA, so to speak. So I don't think that stuff has been focused on enough. And that's real quick, I forgot I wanted to say something earlier. Going into the idea of Ellie being non-capable, you know, her in the show being written as like some bumbling buffoon. And again, it goes back to that writing thing. It's not anything that Bella Ramsey's done. And the reason I say that is because the writing is so fast-paced. We only have 7 episodes to get through 3 Ellie days. You know what I mean? It's such a sprint that there's no action. There's no like chance for Ellie or for Dina to do anything. It's just them going to point A and shit hits the fan and we're running away. And then we do that again, and then we do it again. And we did that like 5 times last episode. So it really felt too much of like a sprint. We had no time to really catch our breath. So what an episode. I'm really thinking, I'm not going to have a spoiler discussion. I think that, yes, of course, there were some changes. But for the most part, I liked it. And again, I almost got teary-eyed a couple times. I really liked the year-to-year focus. You saw them progress. Obviously, that format right there, it's great. Again, absolutely no spoilers. There's no fear or anything like that. In the game, the format, the structure of the story was very much talked about in a negative light. It's a weird structure. I do agree. I think it's one of the weak points of the story. But there are certain things that can only work in a video game, and there's some things that can only work in a TV show. You know what I mean? The idea of having a full flashback episode, I feel like it suits TV so much more. Because, you know, in a video game, you can't have like a slow walking scene for fucking 3 hours of gameplay. You can't really do that, you know, unless you're fucking Hideo Kojima and you have a 3-hour goddamn cutscene at the end of Death Stranding or something like that. So typically you want to steer away from that, but I think for an episode of TV, it fits a lot more. It fits, and again, the reason I think that this is one of my favorite episodes of the entire show is because I feel like every other episode of the show was so rushed. It was so insanely sort of hectic and chaotic. And I think that the only 3 episodes in the entire show that don't have that problem are the 3 flashback episodes. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I think that this is one of the best episodes of the show. I thought that Pedro Pascal, whom I didn't mention, and hold on, I do need to, before I end it, Pascal's did an excellent job. Again, do I think that Pedro Pascal would have played a good game Joel? I don't think so. Not that he's like a terrible actor. No. It's just that he's not necessarily suited for game Joel, and I think that a lot of the haters of the casting of the show picture Show Joel as game Joel when he's just simply not. He's not. You have to look at Show Joel as his own character, and I think that Pedro Pascal does that fantastically, and I thought that specifically, without a doubt, this was his best acting of the entire show. Genuinely, no competition for me. And also Bella Ramsey. So that's why I think that this might be my favorite episode, because I genuinely think that was the best acting job that either of the two main actors have done. I genuinely believe that. And it's not something I expected. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I expected them to shit the bed in this episode or anything like that, but like, I feel like the writers actually gave them a chance to be on screen for long periods of time together, and I think that their chemistry really shone through. In a light that maybe a couple of you saw in the first season. I personally, after watching the first season 3 different fucking times, I didn't feel. Not that they were like magnets and like they repel each other. No. I just thought that they weren't best suited together. And again, I think that was because they weren't given a lot of screen time together, but I think that this episode did some justice to that. So I'm thinking, like I said, there was a couple game changes, but I don't think there's anything like that I had a problem with. I was happy with everything that they did. So writers, Craig Mazin, Neil Druckmann. I don't know if Haley Gross is. I think Haley Gross is writing the last couple episodes, or involved in some way. I think he did a great job. I think the last 2 episodes have been kind of shaky. So you're not necessarily excused from those, because we have to jump back to the present timeline, and I will see if you fuck up the season finale. But I can thoroughly say that was my favorite episode of the season so far. So good fucking job. I will see you guys next week for the season 2 finale of The Last of Us. Let's see what the hell they can do with the finale. If you guys liked the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. It really helps me out. Like I said, I got the following for action up on Patreon. And if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Again, it really helps me out. You guys have a good one.